Fear is a part of being human, but so is remembering who you are beyond it. Hi, I'm Kristen. Welcome to In the Good, and welcome to another journaling journey with me, where I take you on my own journey of wanting to get back into journaling as a community here. And I wanted to talk about fear today and journal about it because the Litany of Fear from the movie Dune or the books by Herbert has been coming to mind so much over the last week. I grew up with Dune because my brother was obsessed with the books when he was a teenager, and I'm 5 years younger than him. And there was a moment in time where he talked about all those books incessantly. And so it's very dear to me. And I just remember him getting an actual, like a little tiny book of the Litany of Fear and repeating it over and over to me. And it's something that I'll come back to at different times in my life. And lately I've just been feeling that I'm coming up on a lot of transitional things in my life, how things are changing and how I'm growing and evolving and having to get clear and coming into more and more clarity as I go through my own personal growth, my own, just assessment of where I am and feeling into it and really acknowledging where my body doesn't want to be anymore in my environment, emotionally, people, and where I want to gravitate towards too. And there's a lot of fear around that clarity because it means having to go into unknown places, having to make changes that I'm not sure how they're going to work out. I don't know how I'm going to make these changes. I don't know if I'm going to be able to reach these new goals that I have. And when there's a lot of unknowns and uncertainty, there can be a lot of fear. And the litany against fear just started popping up into my mind. So I thought that some of you might be going through these things too, a life transition in one way or another in your life. And we could have a space here just to put it all down on the page, just like ramble, write a monologue, just get it all out and see what insights come up and out from that experience. So we're going to go for 20 minutes, and please, if you're done writing, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 17 minutes, if you want to close your journal and just sit back, lie back, look outside a window, close your eyes, meditate a bit, keep pondering. This is just 20 minutes for you above everything else. So I'm going to read us the Litany of Fear with the help of the lovely Nico. And then we'll go into our journaling. I'll take you into my garden and we'll journal for a little bit together. Okay. So the Litany Against Fear by Herbert in the book Dune. I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over me and through me. And when it has gone past, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. Where the fear has gone, there will be nothing. Only I will remain. So all you have to do is surrender to it. Surrender to the challenge, surrender to what is peeling away, surrender with no resistance. And the essential self, the natural self, who you really are, is always there. And maybe there are some parts of yourself you want to reintroduce yourself to. Have a wonderful journey. Welcome back. Take a deep breath. Maybe just feel your body sitting or laying wherever it is. Look around the room, the space. Orient if you need to. I was writing about my fear of how I would look to other people, and that this place that I want to step into, would others accept me there? You know, would I look professional enough? Would I seem knowledgeable enough? Would all the wisdom and the insight that I know that I have, would that be clear to other people? Something that came up for me also, just in the synchronicity and I think the alchemy of how, you know, these containers work, is I was having trouble with my candles and they blew out twice and I had to move it. And I thought to myself, oh, right, you know, there are going to have to be adjustments, that as you do new things, you don't always know how to do them. Like I just started doing these journaling videos and I have these ideas, let's go out into the garden, you know, and here comes the wind blowing out the candle. And then I thought, well, you guys are writing, you're not staring at me. And what difference does it make if I relight the candle? You know, and that is something that I now know for the next time. And we have to, you know, accept the glory of our mistakes. And it's that, you know, cliche that people always talk about, you have to be willing to fail in order to succeed. You have to be willing to keep trying different things and being okay with the fact that all of them are going to turn out the way that you think, and that's part of the process of getting to where you want to go. And not worry so much about what people are thinking about you, which is a huge thing that I know that I have that all the time, and so many of us do, where we want to look perfect, we want to have this perfect product, and that's, you know, not always how you know, the process goes. That's not always how we're going to start. But I think if we can be just authentic and sincere and be ourselves and accept ourselves in our own authenticity first, like really accept, you know, who you really are, stripped down, that person, you know, in true presence, then the right people will be attracted and will be okay with whatever part of the process that you're in. So please let me know in the comments below if you want to share anything that you journaled with, whether it's quotes or it's just little insights that you got. You know, I would love to hear, and I would love for us to get a conversation going as a community around all these things that we're going through. I'm going to say the litany again. I'm going to close us with the litany against fear. So here we go. I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over me and through me. And when it has gone past, I will turn the inner eye to its path. Where the fear has gone, there will be nothing. Only I will remain. Because who you are, your essential self, you know, what's in your heart, what's in your gut, you know, that can never be destroyed. And you always are there for yourself. And in being there for yourself, you call in those that can stand there with you and meet you where you are, and you can meet them where they are. Of the little death that brings total obliteration, you know, for me that is like that little death, like the death, the transformation, the letting go of, the releasing that brings obliteration. You know, it can be very disruptive. It's what I call like divine disruption, things that, you know, that activate us. It disrupts our lives, and sometimes these things that are disruptive really lead us to, the place where we want to go. So we have to have that disruption in order to free up the space to be able to create what you really want and what you want to call into your life. So let's all be here together for the little death that brings obliteration. And I will be here again soon. There are a bunch of tarot card readings here on the channel. That's how I started the channel. And I will continue to do them, especially if you guys say that you want them. But please let me know what kind of tarot card readings and oracle card readings and you would like. If you want me to do them, and let me know if you have journaling themes, and there'll be some other cool things coming up too. So I'm sending you love, and I will see you again soon. Bye.